I'm really excited about these books that I've just got from the QT, Kelvin Grove Library. There's a great art section there with a lot of different stuff. And recently I was using Vitamin P for a lot of like inspiration for the artworks, and I've never really used it in that way before. It's always been like, okay, I need reference artists for my uni assessment, let me look through and see whose work is similar to mine. Not, I need inspiration for this vague idea I have, let me see what stands out to me in this book. So that was really helpful and like beneficial to my practice. Without further ado, okay, oh my god, it's falling out. I got a lot of books. I think I got 7. This one is going to be super good. It is inverted. You cannot read this. Tate Guide to Modern Art Terms. So it's basically just an art dictionary. It's basically like a dictionary. It has the keyword or the term and then the definitions. So this is this huge book of all these different terms, and I will be reading this entire thing. This is going to be really good for writing about art. Secondly, this is a textbook for a unit that I'm doing. Theories and Methods of Visual Communication. And we do readings out of this book. I decided I didn't want to do the readings online. I wanted the actual book. That one, less exciting. It is the reason I went to the library, but like, I'm sure it'll be fun. If I were the person that I wish I was, I'd read this entire book and then I would come back for each reading that I have to do for my class. I'm not gonna do that. I'm such a big Ken Doane fan. This is his biography, I guess. It's called Ken Doane, A Life Coloured In, and I think it's interesting to get a bit of background on the artist that you love, and he's Australian. An exuberant memoir by Australia's best loved artist. He's just amazing, and he's a big inspiration of mine. Love a good handwritten title. I'm really excited to read this. This is cute. Okay, it's bothering me that they're not in width order. Let's go to this one. This is That's the Way I See It by David Hockney. I know that these works are really cool and interesting and varied and unique. This is gonna He's just, I love naivism, and like this concept is like, this is a self-portrait of him here. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. This super simplified element. And he's got a bunch of impressionist, slightly abstracted landscapes, surrealist scenes. He does set design, which is wild. This is collage. And it has like all his perspectives on these different concepts. Look at this shit. I'll move on. Alrighty, I've got 3 more. This one I was pretty interested in. It's Marcel Duchamp. It's just a book about Duchamp. Obviously we looked at Duchamp in our art history units. He is the icon of Dada. Everyone knows that, with the urinal. But I don't know a lot about his other stuff. And I just saw this little book and thought, you know what, I'm just gonna grab that. It's basically the works of Duchamp. And I think, although I'm not a Duchamp stan, I like his work. The urinal, I don't even know what it's called. That's embarrassing. It's not called the urinal. It's called something. I think it's just going to be interesting to read about someone else's thought process and like more behind their work and why they made it and that sort of stuff. If you like use something in here, maybe that will inform some other aspect. Another one I got, I've already read all of the text in this book. It's got like this little intro and then just artworks, but Julian Meager is like one of my favorites. For a long time he was the favorite, and then it was my 3 boys, Ben Quilty, Abdul Abdullah and Julian Meager. Kind of embarrassing story. I came across Julian Meager. I remember seeing one of his works in the Archibald exhibition. It may have either been his portrait of Daniel Johns or a portrait of a man who I can't remember his name, but he played Darcy in Offspring. But I bought the postcard of the Daniel Johns portrait and it was like my favorite thing. I used it as my bookmark in all my books through Drop Everything and Read in high school. And I remember having this argument about someone where they said, no, the proportions are all wrong, like that's not a great painting because his ear's in the wrong spot, and like, no, the proportion's wrong, they've done it badly. She was 15. Anyway, also, why does it matter? In one of my years of high school art study, I had to write an essay about an artist. So I messaged him on Facebook and said, hey, I am doing an assessment and I want to write about one of your works. Could you answer some questions? And then I didn't have any questions planned. And like normally you don't get first person information, you just Google it and you get museum articles or like fucking ABC article about their work. And he responded and he said, yeah, sure. What are your questions? And I was like, I don't have any. Deleted the conversation. And now I'm constantly triggered by that memory. I've met my 2 other idols, and then that is the one interaction I've had with the 3rd. Anyway, this book has a bunch of his works in it. I sat down and I read it in the library. There's 3 pages of text, so it's really, really short. And then the rest is just images of his paintings. I'm gonna look through these works. Some of them I probably haven't seen before. And then also I'm wanting to make like a master document of all of the artists that I've ever found inspirational or interesting at all. This is something I'd also like to own and have on my coffee table so people can be like, ooh, this looks beautiful and interesting. Let me pick this up and look. Oh my god, this artist is fantastic. Let me look into him. He has a medical degree. Great Australian artist with a medical degree. This is the last one I got. One of the reasons I went to the library was I wanted another book like Vitamin P that just has a bunch of artists in it. So I borrowed this, 501 Great Artists. But I just wanted to go through this, see if anything sticks out to me. Each artist has such a small description on it, so yeah, it wouldn't be a huge chore to read this entire thing. These are decades. And it doesn't go past post-1970. All right, awesome. There's 2 that are post-1970. So this is exactly what I didn't want. I wanted post-1960 and I got prior to 1970. Comprehensive Guide to the Giants of the Art World. Yeah, except for anyone recent. 2008. I don't know why they don't have any modern artists. More modern. Anyway, that was the last one. And I'm really excited to read these. I'm going to read them all and then make another video talking about what I thought about them. Reading about Ken Doan and Duchamp and stuff I think will be good. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. If there's anything you want to see from me, please let me know. I don't have a lot of ideas, but I like talking to a camera and editing. So, okay, bye. I need to stop talking to myself.